Hello again, welcome back to LilyLuLou. My name's Karen, if you haven't been here before. Very warm welcome to you all, and thank you for joining me again if you have been here before. So I'm here to carry on making my journal cards for my end of year swap. This swap is taking place in Purple Poppy Paper Crafts Facebook group, and I need to make a journal card to represent October, November and December. And today I'm here to work on my November card. So I'm just going to pull this lot up. These were my November papers. I've been, in case you haven't been here before, I've been using papers that I already had printed out, and this set of papers was the one I was using for November. Now the previous items I made for November, which were a pocket and a tag, I had on as a focal point a lady sort of being blown about in the blustery wind. I'm not sure if I have any of those images left to use, so I may have to do something different on this one. So I'm just browsing through my papers to see what I have left, and see if there's anything I would like to use. Now we're using journal cards, index cards for these journal cards as the basis. And the idea is we decorate the front and then leave the back plain for journaling. So I managed to find my old supply of index cards after a bit of a rummage and a hunt. So no, I don't have any of those ladies left. So what am I going to use? You can see this kit's called Autumn Memories, and it's from the Digital Collage Club. I like those leaves falling, and I quite like this strip. Then we've got mushrooms. Oh, we don't have a lady, but we have a little child. And then I've got these, they're coasters. So should we do something with this? Right, so I'm going to tear off this strip here. So I want to make sure I don't tear into her in case I use her for something. And then I'm going to tear here. And I'm filming this on the same day as I filmed the October tag, and it started off absolutely abysmal this morning. Really dark, it's very rainy, it's quite chilly, but as I'm filming this, the sun is starting to come out, so I hope we're not going to have an issue with reflections and shadows. I don't think we will. It looks like it's going to stay really overcast today. So, right, I'm going to stick that down first and then tear the rest off. Not sure how far over I need to go with the glue. So I want to go into the top corner. My mat is getting very sticky. Yep, so I'm going to need an extra piece of something on the edge there. So I hope everybody is well today and happy. What are you working on at the moment? Anything exciting? That's got glue on it, so I'm going to leave that for the moment. So then I want something down this edge. Put that full, will cover up that mushroom if I put that on. I'll down to those. Or you can see I used this for something else. Oh, where's my hymn book? If you haven't seen this, I'm using this for my Christmas journals. This is dated 1961. It was given to a Mrs. Worrell from the congregation at St. Bartholomew's Hall in appreciation of all her kind help, Easter 1961. I read that out every time I open this because I love it. Now what I thought was harvest time. I know November's gone harvest time really, but we're using a bit of artistic license. So I'm just looking to see if there's anything. Harvest 481. Oh, we used to sing that at school. I'm tempted to burst into song, but I won't. I won't scare you all off. Right, so that means I need to try and take this signature out. I'm just trying to find the middle of the signature. And then I'm going to use some of this music paper on the edge there. And where's my snips gone? I've hidden them. Because it's such a fat book and we're towards the back, it's a bit tricky to get this opened up enough to snip the strings without tearing the paper. So that's why I've gone quiet and concentrating. So have I missed anything? Nope. I went to a grammar school, secondary school, and they were very hot on Christianity, hymns. So lots of these things do bring back memories of being at school. I want to get back to the one. I mean, I could probably look up a Saint's Day and find a Saint's hymn in here. I mean, I think in November is it St Andrew's Day? But I think because I was looking at this, that says harvest to me. Let's say, I know it's a bit, November's a bit late really for harvest, but that's what's popped into my mind, so that's what I'm going with. Oh, now we're on to a different, I'm just going to tear these. These are, oh, is that a different, is that actually a different signature? Can't quite work out what's going on here. I think that's the bits in between the signatures that are glued in. Oh no, that is going on to a different, that looks like it's going on to a different signature. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. I'm going to pause you because this must be very boring. I'm back again. I didn't bother carrying on with that. I just realised I've got this page that I've already pulled out. That's perfectly fine for what we're doing. So let's take some of this and do a little edge. Do something on that little edge. So we'll take off the white edges there. Just thinking I might want to use that piece as well for something. So I'm going to keep that to one side, and then I'm just going to pop a little strip. I mean, you can see it, you know, it's not even obvious now that it was anything to do with harvest, but in my mind I wanted harvest music. So let's tear this strip off. And we're going to want some along the bottom as well, I think, because oh, it does come beyond. I'm not sure how. Oh no, I think that might be all right. Let's trim this white edge off. Try and cut a straight line without cutting into the actual card. So we do have a tiny strip there of white. So I'm going to pop that on. Feeling a little bit peculiar this morning. Most of the night I kept waking up with not quite an upset tummy, but just didn't feel quite right. So I thought, I'm not going to eat anything for a few hours this morning. Try and give it a chance to settle. And it's just, whoops, I just don't feel quite right. Don't know what's going on. So I don't know whether I should eat something or not. Right, so we're going to have that there. I'm just going to let that glue dry before I do anything else. Now I wonder if we could have a little bit of, oh no, I'm going to cover up Mr. Hedgehog if I use that. Don't want to cover up Mr. Hedgehog. Might just ink that and see if I ink along the bottom, that might hide that white enough to get away with it. If I go a bit mad with the ink like that, that hides that. And then I want this little person again, but I'm not going to fussy cut it. I'm going to tear around. Because I feel like that goes with the, is this wheat, the wheat sheaf around, I don't know if it's a little boy or a little girl. So whatever it is around him or her, I feel like the torn edge goes better than trying to cut around that. So to keep the little rake in. So where are we going to have him or her? I wanted it to look like standing in those leaves, but I'm not sure. Not sure. We've got these giant mushrooms and then this little tiny person. Nope. I quite like these little tickets. I might cut those out. They're not tickets, are they? What we got here? Do you want them on a bit of something? I don't know. Don't know what to do. I'm going to cut these out. I've got that hymn going round and round in my head now. I feel like this needs to be on a sort of a cluster, but I don't know what it needs to be clustered with. That lace is huge, so that's going to look ridiculous. So I'm just rummaging with the bits I've got next to me. just need some ink around it for a start. That will help it look a bit more like it's the star of the show. Oh, I've just thought of something. Where were those leaves that I was using? Right, I'm going to pause you again, sorry. Right, found them. Just thinking, maybe it needs one of these. That sort of makes it pop a little bit more, doesn't it? And there's those red leaves behind, although I think I'm hiding them with this ginormous leaf. I think this green would be too blendy. What about the orange? Oh, I've got some of my paper flowers in there as well. I don't know what they're doing in there. No, that's too blendy. It definitely needs to be the red. Just where does the red need to go? Don't know why I've put those in there. They don't live in there. I like that red behind. Does it need anything else? Sorry, I keep going quiet. It's funny because if I'm crafting without the camera on, I'm talking to myself all the time. Put the camera on and I go quiet when I'm thinking. What do we think of that? Does that music paper add something? Is it too, you know, there's there and there, is it too straight? Not sure. I don't think it needs it. I think we'll go with that. Right, so I'm going to ink these. I'm not sure about that now. Maybe could have them more like, you know, more leaves falling. I know they're not leaves, but that sort of feel. What do we think about that? I think we're going to go for it. So I'll put a little bit of glue there if it comes out. pop that down. Right, now he needs to be standing up straight, and he's a bit wonky at the moment. You have to be careful with these leaves. They go a bit funny sometimes when you glue them. There's my cloth that's gone missing. Just need to dab that bit of glue off. Oops, fingers are sticking to it. Right, so that's the, oh, my harvest has gone wonky now. I don't want my harvest wonky. Everything's sticking to me. Well, I'm making up, the last video seemed to be very simple and straightforward and fast, and I'm making up for it today with this video. This hymn book paper's quite fragile. So, right, I'm going to ink those just to get rid of the white edges. Oops, wrong side, Karen. I'm looking at what I've done instead of what I'm doing. How did I have them? Forgotten now. Something like that. I feel like I want to cut out something like this or some leaves and sort of dot them about, but I think that might be going a bit too far. Sorry if you can hear my tummy, it's making all sorts of weird noises. How did I want that? Oh, I don't know. No, don't want that. That sorted that out. Is it obvious that it's November? Well, I think the it probably will be when it's in with the other ones, because whoops, that's obviously October, the one that we made before with the Halloween on. The Christmas one, the December one, will obviously be Christmassy because I've got Christmas papers. So by a process of elimination, it should be obvious that this one is November. So I'm going to put a little bit of ink around the edges. This is very wet still, so I'm just being a bit careful handling it. Right, so how do we think that looks? I quite like that. I'm going to leave it to dry, and if I decide it needs something else, I will come back and show you what I've done whenever. But I'm going to leave that there for now and decide once that's dry, and I can because at the moment I can see the glue. It's like the glue comes through a bluey sort of colour until it's dry. It dries clear, and that's distracting me at the moment. So I'm going to leave that to dry and then just see if I think it needs anything else. But I think that is going to be it. So thank you for joining me today. Sorry if it was a bit faffy and bitty. Back to my normal self, obviously. And I'll see you all again next time. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy your own crafty time and take care. Bye bye.